Earlier this month, Tesla pushed out an app update with a feature that I low-key wanted, but never really felt like I needed enough to pursue other means of obtaining that data. The electric car specialists have been continuously tinkering with their app UI, and I've actually enjoyed many of their updates recently. It's morphed into a very, I guess you can say, intuitive and well-designed user experience, which ironically, many people can't say the same about the actual UI of the car nowadays. As I was adjusting my cabin temperature prior to stepping out of my office for a long commute home on a very hot night, I noticed a section in the app titled Charge Stats. Even though I go weeks without opening the app at times, I swear that wasn't there before. I've never seen that. So I clicked on it, and the first thing that I saw was total dollars spent, bolded at the very top. This was exactly what you guys always ask about in all our EV videos, and now Tesla has just supplied me with such a clear and easy visual format to showcase it. The more I explored this new section of the app, the more in-depth I found the statistics to be. Tesla's charge stats are essentially a form of propaganda to help their EV owners feel like they made the right financial decision cutting natural fuel gas from their driving habits. In California and many densely populated states, they might actually have an argument there. The average price of a regular gallon of gas in Los Angeles was $4.77 this past week. Front and center in the app, Tesla displays gas savings with a meter of money spent on electricity in comparison to regional gas prices. They take data from current gas prices in your area and apply it to their algorithm to calculate the equivalent. As is the case with the Tesla website and their potential savings math, their calculations aren't fully accurate in the scheme of things, but it does illustrate a clear picture that does have some merit behind it. When you dig further down into the car's charging situations, I was surprised to see it actually calculates and applies your time of use TOU plan with your electricity provider. The preloaded options are actual options I had considered with SoCal Edison to optimize my solar plan. It can be rather confusing to decide which plan would save you the most money based solely on lingo from the paperwork you received from Edison. Trust me, I was a noob thrown into the fire with this, as all new homes in California require builders to throw solar on the roofs as of 2020. I literally had to learn on the fly prior to signing paperwork, as I originally had no plans on getting solar for any home I was purchasing. It just kind of fell into my lap here. While my solar provider wasn't too great, I did learn a lot about where to save electricity money from reading my data on their not-so-great app. With this Tesla app log, however, things are much clearer and easier to understand. It's basically electricity management for dummies. I'm able to cycle through the three options of TOU I could have selected with Edison, and the results could modify so that I could actually see visually how much of a price difference in my car's unique usage would cost me. That's amazing. Sure, I can do this online somewhere. There's calculators to do that, but Tesla has condensed it into a simple form on an application you already use. That's extremely beneficial to us as users. In my Model 3's most recent month of driving, it looks like I've spent about $103 in electricity for a grand total of 282 kilowatt hours charged. All of that came from my garage, as I didn't use a single supercharger or any other charging network like ChargePoint during this period. Factoring in my energy plant's TOU timeline, it seems like I average about 35 cents for this cycle, as my majority of the charging schedule was locked in during the mid-peak range, which in our situation is 9 p.m. to 8 a.m. If I was on the Prime plan, it does seem like my household would have saved a slight bit of money with my current charging schedule. Is it worth the effort to change plans? Probably not. However, now that I have two EVs to manage for charging schedules, this chart has helped me realize when I need to apply my level 1 charging scenarios, as I currently only have one NEMA 1450 plug in the garage. Thanks to this sudden inclusion of charging data and local rates, I'm also now inclined to look into potentially utilizing more of my supercharging credit, as well as my Electrify America free charging perks for my Polestar 2. For about the entire 2 years since I've moved into my current house, the convenience of waking up to a charged car outweighed the price savings of going to a nearby free charging station like I did during the first year of ownership on our EV. You can watch that video. We talked all about how much money we saved. Seeing the visual amount of money I'm paying in this visual form has kind of given me like this idea about how to alleviate some of the cost. With COVID-19 finally settling down, both of our EVs have seen added miles back on the road. And with economically uncertain times around the world for electricity and gas, now might be the right time to utilize those free perks that we've been storing up. Whatever I decide to do with my car's charging routine from now on will have Tesla's new app status to thank for it. I've mentioned this in previous videos, but I do really appreciate Tesla's continued addiction in tinkering towards like an app that is progressive for its users. They may not always hit a home run every single time, and in fact, they've been striking out a little bit more often than I would like, but I can't fault them for evolving their product or trying to. So often do those of us who follow technology criticize companies for being stagnant with support of those products. It's been 10 plus years and Android updates are still a mess. It's still a mess. To see a car company continually evolve their product post-purchase like this is unprecedented and ultimately a win for us consumers.
The other day, my house was leaking, and I was like, oh my gosh, I don't know what to do about this. I'm a tech guy. I only know tech, so how do I fix that? And then you subscribed and it fixed it, so thank you.